Dear students, in the previous class we discussed about one of the two laws of chemical combination, that is law of conservation of mass. Today we will discuss the another law of chemical combination, which is known as law of constant proportions or law of definite proportions. So please do not skip the video and stay tuned with me till the end of this video. Law of constant proportions or law of definite proportions states that in a chemical substance the elements are always present in definite proportions by mass. It means that the ratio of the masses of the elements taking part in the reaction remains constant. So let me consider an example to make the concept clear to you. Let us consider the example of a chemical substance which is very familiar to us, that is water. So how is water formed? Water is formed when two elements of hydrogen react with one element of oxygen. In other words, we can say that water is formed by the combination of two hydrogen elements and one oxygen element. So in this chemical reaction, the ratio of the mass of two hydrogen elements to the mass of one oxygen element is always 1:8. 1:8. Did you get my point? The ratio of the mass of two hydrogen elements to the mass of one oxygen element remains constant, and this ratio is 1:8. This means that 1 gram of hydrogen elements can fully combine with 8 grams of oxygen elements to form 9 grams of water. So here the proportion of hydrogen is 1 and the proportion of oxygen elements is 8. Therefore 1 plus 8, 9 grams of water will be formed. 1 plus 8, 12, 9 grams of water will be produced. Whatever be the sources of water, it may be a pond, river, lake, sea, ocean. The ratio of the mass of hydrogen elements to the mass of oxygen element in water compound is always 1:8, and this ratio does not change. 1 gram of hydrogen can fully combine with 8 grams of oxygen to form water compound. Suppose there are 3 grams of hydrogen elements and 25 grams of oxygen element. Then these 3 grams of hydrogen elements can fully combine with 24 grams of oxygen element, and the remaining 1 gram of oxygen element does not take part in the reaction because it always maintains this ratio. both of these elements always maintain this ratio 1:8. If we find the ratio of 3 grams and 24 grams, then the ratio becomes 3 1s are 3, 3 8s are 24. Can you see? 1:8. That is why you can say that 1 gram of hydrogen elements can fully combine with 8 grams of oxygen elements without leaving any remains. Is that clear to you? Let us consider one more example of a chemical compound or chemical substance, that is carbon dioxide. I think more or less all of you know about carbon dioxide. It is the gas which we exhale during respiration. I mean to say, when we breathe out, this gas is released by our lungs. So how is carbon dioxide formed? Carbon dioxide is formed by the combination of one carbon element and two oxygen elements. When one carbon element combines with two oxygen elements, carbon dioxide is formed. In this compound carbon dioxide, the ratio of the mass of carbon element to the mass of oxygen elements is 3:8. 3:8. That means we can say when 3 grams of carbon elements combine with 8 grams of oxygen elements, then 11 grams of carbon dioxide is formed. Maintaining this ratio of the masses, a definite mass of carbon element combines with a definite mass of oxygen elements to produce a definite mass of carbon dioxide. Suppose if the mass of carbon elements 3 2s are 6 and the mass of oxygen elements 8 2s are 16. So 6 grams of carbon elements can fully combine with 16 grams of oxygen elements to produce 6 plus 16, 22 grams of carbon dioxide. You can see the ratio, this ratio always remains constant, and this ratio does not change when a definite mass of carbon elements combines with a definite mass of oxygen elements. 6 grams of carbon element can fully combine with 16 grams of oxygen elements to produce 22 grams of carbon dioxide. Now, a question may arise in your mind that how I came to know the ratio of the masses of the constituent elements of a certain compound. To know the ratio of the masses of the constituent elements of a compound, I must know the masses of the elements. For your kind information, earlier to the establishment of the two laws of chemical combination, that is the law of conservation of mass and the law of constant proportions or definite proportions, scientists were able to calculate the masses of the elements through their experimentations. Here in carbon dioxide compound, the ratio of the masses of carbon and oxygen is 3:8. So the mass of one carbon element is 12U, and that of one oxygen element is 16U. So there are two oxygen elements, that is why 16 twos are 32. And if we find the ratio of this masses, then we will get 4 3s are 12 and 4 is 32. That is why the ratio of the mass of carbon elements to the mass of oxygen elements in carbon dioxide compound is 3:8. Likewise, in water compound, the mass of one hydrogen element is 1U, and that of oxygen is 16U. So how many hydrogen elements are there? 2. That is why 2 1s are 2, 2U, and there is only one oxygen element in water compound, so 16U. And if we find the ratio, then we will get 2 1s are 2 and 2 8s are 16. In this way, we can find the ratio of the mass of the constituent elements in a certain compound. So scientists were able to calculate the masses of the elements earlier to the establishment of the two laws of chemical combination. I have concluded my class here for today. Till then, stay home, stay safe, and wear a mask while going out. And also, do not forget to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon and select all to get my latest uploaded videos.